So guys, welcome to another gardening video on my channel. My name is Spunks. I have my hand raised. Look. Yeah guys, so in today's video we're gonna take a tour of the garden. I'm gonna show you what's growing, what I'm planning to grow, what's giving me problems in growing. And along the way I'm gonna give you some tips and hacks. You guys should be used to this by now. I've done I don't know how many already. So you guys should be used to the routine. Alright? So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into the video. Yeah, so as you can see next to the nasturtiums, to the nasturtium, we have some pot plants over here. So why I have these pot plants is because this season of gardening, this season of growing stuff hasn't been too productive, let me say. It hasn't been too productive in terms of actually growing stuff. I'm not growing as much as I would love to grow. So I'm gonna try a different thing. I'm gonna try and start my seeds in the pot plants. And I hope that will maybe increase the chances that they germinate, because I've been having some problems with some of the germination, such as the tomatoes. Usually I have a whole lot of tomatoes, and that would just be from them just growing out of nowhere, just themselves growing. So I'm a bit, I think this season was just a bit more, it was just a bit more reserved in terms of what grew this season. So I'm gonna try and do some pot plants. I got some potting soil, so we'll see. So we'll see what actually how good the success rate is. So in this pot plant, I'm gonna grow tomatoes and some peppers as well. So the tomatoes that I'm growing for this one is gonna be, this one is called it's called the Oxheart tomato. So I'm gonna try and grow that in there. And then also this one, which is called the Florida Raid. I think this is just like a normal tomato that we get from our grocery stores in South Africa here. And then the peppers that I'm gonna grow is capsicum, just the green pepper California, and I'm gonna grow that in these pot plants, in this pot plant, this one here. So I've actually planted some of that. I've punched in some holes over here, and then put in the respective seeds for all of the plants that I want to grow. Now it's just about covering them up. And I've also watered the soil beforehand, just so that I think also it's better to do that so that you don't disturb the seeds after. If you're gonna water after, then you don't disturb the seeds. So I did that. So I watered beforehand so that I don't disturb the seeds if I water afterwards, because sometimes they'll move around, and and you don't want that. Yeah, so they all covered. Oh wait, yeah, so they all covered, and let's hope that they do what they gotta do, man. And then in these smaller pot plants, I've planted, in this one I've planted some lavender. I'm gonna keep trying with the lavender. Lavender has been giving me some issues, but I'm gonna keep trying and keep trying. And then here we have some rosemary in this smaller one, and in this one we have some echinacea. So I've always wanted to grow that one. I just think it's a nice looking plant, so I'm excited to see how that's gonna look. And then in this one we have some Swiss chard that I actually took the seeds from the Checkers Little Garden seed packet. So I took the seeds out, and then I just put them around here. So hopefully these can grow. I'm gonna put them literally on that stoop over there, that stump there. I'm gonna put them on there, and hopefully they grow. And then moving swiftly along, we have some cabbage. We have a cabbage that's doing really well. I think it's doing really nicely. Um, and it's covered. Has a nice neighbor here with the marigold. And if you saw my other video, you can see that these ones have a nice partnership together. And then we also have another one at the back here as well. So I literally transplanted these. There were like maybe 4 or 5 others. Um, and I transplanted them because they were all in one section. They were all in the one section there. And so I had to separate them. And it seems like only the 2 have survived. The other, there's 2 that aren't looking too well. Let me show you here. So there's this one over here that isn't looking too good. It looks a bit, just a bit worrisome there. But I think it could survive. So there was another one in that patch over there, but I think that one's also died there. But yeah, man, we live and we learn. That's all the whole part of gardening. So yeah, we have these 3 at the moment, and these two look like they are the ones that are doing better off. So these are the cabbages over here, and here we have a little surprise edition. Yeah, we have a little surprise edition. I'm not actually sure what it's called, this plant, but the most beautiful girl in the world bought it for me for my birthday. It's Niza. She bought it for me, and I really liked this plant because it has purple blooms. So that's what I really liked about it. I really liked that it had some purple in it. So yeah, man, shout out to Takane, shout out to you, girl. So the usual suspects are here, out here next door to this plant. We have the strawberries, we have the comfrey, some more strawberries over here. And then over here, I want to grow more spinach. We have this spinach over here, this Swiss chard, and it's doing really well. But now it's starting to slow down, I think. But during the season, it was doing really well. And I tried to plant in this patch here, there as well, and then also on the sides, just so that it's flooded with um, spinach. So I've planted, but it's not really growing. So we'll see how the actual, when I've started in the pot plants, how well they do. And then obviously here we had the potatoes growing here. The potato plant that produced the largest amounts of potatoes, I've replanted them. So we'll see how they do here. So we had a lot of marigolds growing in the garden. They were just literally taking over, even more than what you see over here. So they were a lot more. So I took out a lot and I just put them on here, and I'm gonna treat that as a mulch. What I would recommend with marigolds, if you're gonna put them, if you're gonna take them out and then and use them as a mulch, what I would recommend is that you don't wait until they are dead, because then they'll send out their seeds, and their seeds are very invasive, very, very invasive, and they'll just keep growing. So wherever you put, just make sure that they're not dried out and they're not dead and they're not sending out their seeds at the moment. So these ones, they're still pretty fresh. They're not sending out any seeds, so I'm just going to use them as a mulch. They're going to die there, and they're going to add more nutrients to the garden. And then over there we have some more spinach. We have some more. I really want to make this my spinach patch here, but the spinach is really, it's giving me a hard time. And here we have some spring onion doing really well. This one has been here for so long, since I've started the garden, and I didn't even plant it. It literally planted itself. So, and it's been here for since I've had the garden. Then over here we have some beetroot, and these beetroot are doing so well at the moment. I think with this variety, they take a lot longer to actually produce like fruit. this is the bull's blood, but if you go in depth, they actually starting to now have the actual beetroot, which is really exciting. I can see these ones are probably going to be so red inside. I just get that vibe from them, which is really exciting. So we have two over here. We have two over here, and then we actually planted the other day some more. And look, already there's some pekinizers growing. Hey, hey, hey. So we have some pekinizers growing. And another thing with beetroot that is really nice, and that you see how closely packed the cucumber seeds are, is that they actually won't, they will adjust, and they will literally be able to grow together in this patch like this. So how you see how many there are, they will literally expand each other. They will expand outside of each other and make space for each other so that they all can grow in that patch, which I really love. It's a beautiful thing, and it makes less work for me as well. And then as we go along, we have some avocado here. This avocado hopefully can still grow. So we'll see what happens there. And then another volunteer tomato here. We have a volunteer tomato. Just out of nowhere it grew, and I think it's like these small tomato. We have another one in the tomato plant patch that I'll show you, but then this was supposed to be my carrot patch, and you can see now it's overtaken by the marigolds. So yeah, but if you look inside, there's actually some carrots. um, there's some carrots growing. um, Yeah, so as you can see here, there's some carrots here, and not a lot. That's why I say that this season there hasn't been a lot of growth, but I mean they're doing fine. So I think I've planted more, so we'll see what actually happens. But only in that patch it seems like there's some carrots in there. And then another patch that has been overridden by marigolds. This was my cucumber and peas as well, but the peas have died off. But now it's the cucumbers time, and we had some growth of the cucumber, but now I think it's slowly deteriorating. Slowly they are like not producing as much, and I think it got some sort of disease. I'm not sure which disease it is, but they actually produced quite a lot for me at some point, the cucumbers. I'll definitely grow them again next season or even this season and try and do some more as the season goes on. And then over here looking majestic, looking beautifully. Oh, look at this, man. Here we have some grapes. It's just looking amazing. Growing up this vine, we have a beautiful grape tree here. I love it. I love it so much. And in between that, we have some tomatoes. Look at these guys. So this variety is called, hey, and some are falling off. Some are on the ground already. So this variety is called the Roma VF, and with the Roma VF I would be very cautious with growing it because it's very disease prone. It's very disease prone. But I'm very lucky that it hasn't caught much of a disease, and I would honestly say it's partly because of the nasturtiums. I mean the marigolds, because of the marigolds around it. So I would definitely recommend marigolds, but Roma VF, it's a very disease prone tomato, but they create really beautiful looking tomatoes. we can just zoom in, they create really oddly shaped tomatoes, which I really like, and this is how big as they get. This is how the tomato looks, and this is how big they get. It's beautiful. You can usually they're used for like pastas, Italian stuff. They're used for like pastas, pasta sauces, but beautiful. They get very prone to blight, and so I'm really happy with how this one turned out. So we'll harvest some of these. Yeah, so look at that. Oh, beautiful. I just love how they look, and they're pretty easy to grow if you get past the diseases. Yeah, but they really nice, really. And then if you can see this tomato over there, they might not look ripe, and they might be like too early, but this is how the variety goes. It's called yellow pear. Yeah, yellow pear tomato. So they produce these small tomatoes that I think is so cute. So they look like this, the little yellow pear tomato, and it for me it's just such a cute looking tomato, and they taste really good as well, and they grow very nicely. They can also take over the garden really nicely, which I really love, and they're small, man, beginnizes. So keeping with the same theme of the smaller tomatoes, we have these ones. I'm not really sure what they're called, but I grew these from the actual tomatoes. So they had gone off in the house. I literally just threw them in the garden, and look what they did. And look at there's some ripe ones over here. Oh man, they're so cute. Look how cute they are. These are the cutest. So yeah, I really like these so much. I really think they're so underappreciated, and they're really nice. You can just come in the garden, have a nice little snack. It's amazing. Let's actually have a taste of the tomato. Mmm. Ooh. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't eaten anything, so it's punching me here. It's punching me here. Tastes like a. Ooh. It's actually a lot sweeter than a normal tomato. It has a nice little whoop at the end. Happy with that. This one, yeah, with this one, it's a bit more meaty. It feels like I'm eating meat. Like it has a more meaty taste. I don't know if that's gonna make sense, but it has like a bit of a meaty taste. So this patch is actually my favorite patch because it feels like there's so many secret things growing in between them, and I'm gonna show you the ones that are really exciting to me. So if we come here, we have some basil, and basil has been giving me problems to grow, and this season I started it off in a container, and then I transplanted them, and they didn't even take long to adapt. They honestly, like, within 2 days they were looking like this already, and I was so shocked at how well they adapted to being transplanted. So I know basil is gonna be able to take over the garden, so I'm really excited for that, and it's gonna be in my tomato patch. So they're gonna partnerize each other like so beautifully. So beautifully. And then another one, we have some sage in here. Sage is looking amazing. It's really trying to keep up with the marigolds, and I honestly love how it's looking. Really love it. Amazing. Really crazy. And another companion plant that I think goes well with tomatoes. So really happy with that. And then the main event. Guys, brace yourself. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Underneath here, we have a pumpkin. Let me just adjust, man. We have a pumpkin growing over here, which is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Look at this guy. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the pumpkin. And the way, oh my word, I caught it by mistake. I really caught it. I was just going through the garden and then I saw this and I was like, wow, oh my word. It's such a, oh man, I'm so happy with the turnout of this pumpkin. I'm really happy. I hope that I picked the right time to pick it and that it actually is, woo! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And man, I can't wait to share how it is with you guys. Yeah guys, so that's gonna be the end of the video. I really just wanted to keep you guys, up to date with what's going in the garden. I have more detailed garden 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 tours. I just wanted to make a short one just to keep you to keep you guys updated and to show you the pumpkin. I was really excited about that. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, do all the beautiful things, man. Come on, bro. Show some brothers some loves. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love, peace, grow something.